I don't know why the zoom isn't popping up over here. I can just do this. It is. We're going to go over that too. This is before that. You were supposed to turn in that, the back of that, and the pages before that.
The back of it?
Yep, all of it. I was due this morning. Yes. Okay. I'm not sure shaking your phone in there helps, but good luck. Alright, so again, cell phone data plan. So there will be a word problem on tomorrow's test where you have to look at and identify the variables. So we used N to represent night, D to represent day, and then you had to come up with your equations and graph them. So they have a maximum of 800 minutes, so the night and day and total is 800. Daytime and nighttime have different costs, so you associate the cost to each function. And then if you have to use at least 200 at night, the night has to be greater than or equal to 200. And then you want to figure out where they can minimize or maximize their bill based on minutes used. So I made the origin 0, 0 and graphed from there. So I kind of ignored the X and Y axis and used the origin over here. And then the second part was graphing absolute values and inequalities. Absolute values have our bars. They're going to be V's. In this case, it's less than without an equal to. Therefore, this is dashed. If it is less than and equal to, like in 5, then my absolute value graph was solid. You need to make sure I know where the solution is. So you can clearly tell here this is darker, and you can clearly tell here this is darker. So I don't care how you show me. You can use a pen and a pencil, fix your mask, or you can do dark versus light like I did on there, but your choice is kind of up to how you want to graph it. So then the second thing we did was we worked on the practice handouts. So we did the 3-3 on Tuesday, and then your assignment was to do the practice yesterday. So here is 3-3 part 1. We actually had done 1 and 2, and I believe 4 together already. So a case like number 3 where you have 2 parallel lines and no overlap is no solution. So 2 parallel lines and no overlap is no solution. So again, paying particular attention to solid versus dashed, making sure you have the appropriate lines. So in 4, they're both solid and shaded in that top region. In 7, they're both dashed and the solution is down here. So any questions on any of those 9 problems? So one of the things I would want you to be able to do, and it's not on here, is identify a solution. So you need to be able to look at a graph, for example, like number 8 and number 7, and know the difference. So no points on the line in 7 are solutions because the lines are dashed, whereas all points on this line in 8 are solutions. The intersection is not a solution because this line is dashed. So you need to pay particular attention to dashed versus solid to give you your solutions. This point of intersection is not a solution. So that was one of the things I noticed on Desmos we struggled a little bit with. I was starting to provide feedback to those assignments, so you should be able to look in at that. All right, numbers 1 through 6 on the back of that handout. So once again, taking into account whether they were solid or dashed, and be able to identify your solutions. So take a minute, check through, make sure you have your horizontal, make sure you have your dashed, and make sure you can clearly see your darkest regions. Again, any questions for me on those 6 problems? Did anybody get a solution and they want to know if it's true or false? Because I believe on there I had handwritten in some directions to add solutions. Okay? Yes. Okay. Ooh. It should be below. Y is less than -1. Thank you. Okay, so sorry about that, but yes, the correct answer should be that region in there. All right, and down at the bottom, the word problem. I feel like we still struggle significantly to set up word problems. So they labeled the graph ahead of time for you. So you wanted to take that into account. So I kept A and S as my variables, where A was for adult and S was for student. And then it says the auditorium will seat 300 ticket holders. The drama club wants to sell sales. So that means if there's 300 seats, we can have all 300 students, all 300 adults, or a combination of students and adults between 0 and 300. So that gave you these 2 boldened lines here, as well as the boldened line in there. Then we had to get a certain cost. So you took into account the price of adult, the price of student, and the total cost they needed to make. So that was the second lower line here. And then the idea was that you had to shade above the cost, below the number of tickets, so the solution region is anything within here. And you could identify several points on those areas as solutions. So it said list 3 different, I gave at least 2. You could list many, 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 many more. Bless you. Okay, go ahead and take out your phones. We're going to review on Kahoot. That way I can get instant feedback and give you instant feedback as to how you're doing. Okay, so there is your game pin. Okay, guys, I'm going to start in about 2 minutes just because we have shortened periods, so I can't wait forever. Do you know why? I never had, like, you guys always say that. My iPad for the school is on the school Wi-Fi, and I literally never get booted.
Yeah, I can't use the Wi-Fi. I'm using my dad's.
Really?
The Wi-Fi is so slow. It took like a whole
The
minute.
BYOD temp.
Yeah.
I use that. That's the only Wi-Fi on this iPad, and it has no
Is it
issues.
on a LAN cable?
No, it's an iPad.
Oh.
Like, it's literally on the BYOD temp that I use for the school when I do, like, most of my writing on my iPad lessons.
I don't know. It doesn't work for me.
I don't know. You can join late. You can still keep trying. It's just that we have 15 minutes and 20 questions. Just keep trying to join. You'll get in late. Micah came in late the last time. Okay, classify the system of equations.
Oh, dang it. I couldn't see. I read it wrong. I was in the girl circle. He's not as good as the last year.
Oh.
Yeah, see, I knew it was on him, but I clicked.
Yeah, I clicked yellow.
Okay, intersecting independent, one solution. Intersecting independent, one solution.
Oh, in this launch.
I got ya.
Okay.
How many solutions does this system have?
I'm too fast. How did I go down to?
Alright, so there is one solution when graphs intersect. One solution. Use the graph to find the solution to this system of equations. Use the graph. What is that solution point?
Can't really see.
Alright, very good. They intersect at x equals 0, y equals negative 3. This graph represents a system with how many solutions?
Okay, the dotted line threw me off so bad. Okay.
But they're equal signs in the equations. I just did the dash so you could see both underneath.
That really puts an office.
Sorry about that.
I'm too good.
I don't know.
Okay, when lines are parallel and do not intersect, they have no solution. So you have to remember that our test tomorrow has both shading and non-shading. So these first couples go back to when we were not shading. So these are two parallel lines. Parallel lines are classified in what way? Parallel lines are inconsistent because they have no solution. So again, our quiz is going to be on paper, and then there's a fusion part that will be open from Friday through the end of the day Monday, where it is focusing on questions like this with vocab and understanding of solution regions.
simple math in my head.
That's crazy.
It says I'm on the podium, I don't have a place.
Alright, so you plug in y equals. So if you plug in y equals here, you get 2x plus 3 equals negative 6. 2x plus x is 3x. Subtracting 3 to the other side, you get 3x equals negative 9. Yeah, I don't know why their answer is blue. Sorry, kiddos, I may have clicked whenever. So it should be 3x equals negative 9. So x should equal negative 3. Which means it should be red. Actually, JK, it's yellow. I just saw the negative 3. It's yellow. So you 7 right here will get self-corrected. I will correct these 7. Sorry if you're blue, you're going to actually lose. I don't know. I must have, when I typed it in, clicked it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got it right.
I got to remember what number that was to fix that.
Number?
55. Awesome.
Oh, my favorite show.
I'm in 10th place. What does it matter? What did you pick? Sorry. I think I just picked the wrong one. Did you just accidentally do all of that and make perfect?
No. Mental math. Strong.
Oh, we did pretty good. So just be careful of your signs, guys. Okay? Alright guys, much better. Alright, so this is the most recent material now. We're looking back at the inequalities. So you're looking for solid versus dashed. You're looking for overlap. Look at the y-intercepts. Look at your slopes. That's the big key part in this one is the slopes. Kind of almost eliminates a whole bunch for you.
Why did you sound like Shrek for a minute?
Yeah, mine.
I felt what you said, I think that's why. No. I know my favorite
Alright, so these three didn't even make sense because the lines here were opposite. So that meant that the lines could not be parallel. So one had a negative slope, one had a positive slope. So that told me one line had to be going down and one line had to be going up.
I'm pretty sure. Thank you.
Alright, so our winner is Joe. I will see you all tomorrow.
So, is it, what's tomorrow?